It's hot now, 3-7, Connecticut. Buck and Reg in the morning. We got real hip hop in the building. Now listen, all day we play what we play. We do what we do. But if you're from where I'm from, you from a place that me and Reg and where these two guys are from. That hip hop, that boom bap, that realness. We get it. We get what's going on today. But when you get in my car, Pete Rock.
Yes.
It's BDP. It's the Sonic. It's stuff like that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Reg, we got these guys on with us.
Old stuff too, man.
Huh?
The older stuff too.
Oh man,
I mean everything. You know what? I like to call it the pure days of hip hop.
Yes.
Those days.
Pete, you don't want to go back to the treacherous 3. You want to go that far back?
Now listen, don't send him back, man. He'll go too far.
Good morning, gentlemen. How you guys doing, man?
We good, man. Good morning to you.
Great morning, man. You good?
We're good. It's great to have you, both you guys on the line with us, man. I was at the party out there in Brooklyn, and just the scenery alone was amazing. Out that window, looking at the Statue of Liberty. To top that off, you two guys having a conversation about hip hop was amazing, man. Tell me what that felt like you to have. It wasn't a large group of people. It was very intimate. But how did it feel? It felt like you was talking to people face to face, one on one. How did that conversation feel that day?
Felt awesome. It's always great in the physical, to speak to people and see their reactions, and because you can feel it, you know what I mean? Like when you see the reaction of our conversation about hip hop and they receive it and you see it and you feel it. So that's the great thing about being in the physical and speaking to people.
Yeah, and that was our first, Buck, Reg, that was our first, like really kind of playing the album to a group of people who hadn't heard it, like that weren't within our team, and then even us talking about it, like that was one of our first times, but it felt super good. We was in Brooklyn. It was just like, it was the right place, the compound. Shout out to Set Free for having us. But I'm glad you came out, glad, the people enjoyed it. It was dope, real dope.
How do y'all feel, man? Right now, we're in a time where you got LL Cool J dropping a new project, MC Lyte dropping a new project, Greg Nice from Nice and Smooth, even Stetson Sonic dropping a new project, and I mean, and these are people who people thought couldn't do it again, and here we are dropping it, and you guys dropping a project. Like, how did that feel? Because it was a time where people thought this wouldn't happen again.
Yeah, I mean, I love the fact that we're starting to learn how to exist as artists who've been in the game for years, like we see in other genres of music. Like, I'm a big jazz head, and I go check out jazz musicians. Like, I in Chicago, I saw Ahmad Jamal. He was in his 60s and 70s at the time, but I've seen like Roy Haynes, a jazz drummer, playing in his 90s. And you see those rock groups, or you see Paul McCartney or some of these artists, putting out music in late into their 70s. And I saw Stevie Wonder working like, so why can't hip hop do it?
And now I toured with Roy Ayers.
You toured with Roy Ayers. So it's like,
that's crazy.
We finding out that we can do it. We just didn't know, because as KRS said, 50 years down the line, we could start this. We didn't know what to do at that time, because hip hop was new, but now it's existing. It's dope to have artists like LL and and the Nas and Primo joint they're gonna do, and all, the fact that Q-Tip produced LL stuff is dope. All that's dope. And MC Lyte, I love it, man.
Shout out to MC Lyte.
Now, P-Rock, as a producer, you got a chance to meet some of the people that you actually sampled back in the day. What was that conversation like when you meet somebody like that you sampled their music?
Big Daddy Kane, of course. Marquis. I was marveling at Marley Marl back when I was young. I used to sit by the radio and tape Mr. Magic. That was a disc jockey in New York, WBLF, Rap Attack, and Marley Marl. And, to sit with them later and talk and have a conversation about me scratching their music and their voices is because it intrigued me so much as a child. It felt like, I had to, give that back and show them what it done for me, and being a fan of 80s hip hop at the time. it just kind of like, was a nostalgic feeling.
Man, that's crazy. All right, so now y'all got a project coming out, man. How did Common and Pete Rock link up?
Well, yeah, our album is out. It's the Auditorium Volume 1. It's out, man. It's blessing the people. And Pete and I first connected back in the 90s, early 90s, man. And one of the first records we did together was the song I did, dissing Ice Cube, and Pete produced it.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. And then from there, I got to do something on his first album, like solo album.
Soul Survivor 1.
Yep.
And featured Pun and Nori on the track.
Yeah.
Two Puerto Ricans with
a black man from the South Side.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so I felt like that was one of the greatest collabs.
Yeah. And then, listen, who don't love Pete Rock beats? So I always was like, man, I want to work with Pete. But to be able to sit down and do a whole album, I think it was just me hearing some of his beats, and then coming around him and being like, wow, man, we could actually do a whole project, and it's just us. And I felt like, man, I was inspired. I felt like this is something that would be great for not only for us as artists, but for the hip hop, man. I feel like we could give hip hop something that it's been needing or yearning for and wanting. So, and it's exceeded our expectations, man. The response to the album has been incredible. Like, the people are filling the joints, like young and old, like old and young.
Yeah.
Like,
we're blown away by it,
We talked to LL a few weeks ago. We asked LL, how are you going to get the kids these days to listen to you? You know what LL told us?
What?
Press play. He said, press play and watch them people, watch the reaction. And it's true, man. On your album, you press play. I was in the room, and I'm sure you guys were not just presenting the music, but you were observing the people. I can see you guys watching people if they're nodding their heads when you're playing certain songs, because you want to make sure it connects the right way. Did that happen that day?
What'd you say? That, like, for me, I feel like, man, when you make great music, it don't have no age to it. Like I was listening to Roy Ayers, like when I was like 18 or 19 years old. I was listening to Earth, Wind and Fire when I was like 10 years old, 7 years old. Like, I wasn't thinking like, how old is Earth, Wind and Fire? Or how old is Stevie Wonder? Or how old is Marvin Gaye? No,
James Brown.
James Brown. I'm just listening. It's funky, it's soulful, it just touched my spirit. So for me, like, once we created the music that we know we love, we ain't try to be like, yo, let's make it sound like this, or how do we reach young people? No, we, as artists, we always create it from a place, from our hearts, from our soul, not thinking about the money, not thinking about, man, I gotta hit this crowd, that crowd, and just making dope joints. Man, the music is like limitless who the music can reach.
One of my favorite songs on the album is called All Kind of Ideas.
Wow.
In the video, to top it off, it's crazy. I love the way you bounce off each other, like you guys have been working together forever. It's like you look one way, he looks the other way, and you just know when to come in and come out. That doesn't happen. That's hard to do, to create that kind of chemistry. And to be not together for so long, that's true hip hop right there. To play with each other like that.
Yeah. That's a natural feeling for me. And I'm all about what real creation. You know what I'm saying? Real interaction with my partner here. And like, it works. It really does. It really does work. And when two people are in each other's face, trying to create something for the world.
Did you guys make the songs with the hopes of it doing great numbers and all of that, or trying to make a song that, like, okay, you know what, radio's gonna like this, or this person's gonna like that? Or did y'all just get in the studio and be like, you know what, let's just go off of, Common and the Chocolate Boy Wonder, we're gonna do what we do?
I have this rhetoric, I've been taught in the music business on how to structure songs, you know what I'm saying? And to me, like you said, I'm doing exactly what you said. I'm saying radio, I'm saying the streets, I'm saying community, you know what I'm saying? And those three things right there is how I create music when I'm working with a guy like this.
Yeah. And you know, my approach is different but similar in a way. Like meaning, I feel like I just once Pete makes a beat, I just get it. I'm like spark. Like if it's something like he sends me different beats and he knows when the one. I'm like, yo, Peter, hook that up, right? Let me get that. Let me get that.
Yeah, he gets excited. When I see that excitement,
Yeah,
yeah. So I'm excited too.
Yeah, so then I just go right, man. And one thing I feel like, even if Pete had in his mind, like, okay, streets, radio, because he has that as a producer, it's still like he know how to create it soulfully, like where it's just like it's really coming from him, and it may touch the streets, it may get to the radio, and it's gonna get to the community, but
Yeah.
it's not like overthought. It's just like a natural thing. It's a God thing that comes through the music. So I think we both, that's the one thing, we both know that God coming through the music, and we want to put pure hip hop. As you said, Reg, pure. Like hip hop has a purity to it that it still can exist. And that's what we wanted to create. That's what we created.
What you guys doing, what you doing now, like with y'all track record, what you've done, is you would think, you know what I'm saying, you're out in the studio just doing what feels good to you, not worried about any of that other stuff, because you know what I mean, y'all, it's not like y'all some new jacks. Y'all, you know, y'all vets in the game.
Yes, sir. Yeah, that is true. Like that is one of the things that for me, I felt free. I felt free doing this album. Like, man, I ain't like, cause I don't be like trying to like pay attention and be like, I gotta reach what these people are doing, or you know, this is the hot new record, so let me try to do something like that. I don't function like that. So once I got Pete's beats, I'm like, damn, this is my home right here. This is where I thrive the best. This is like I'm at the
Suit
crib.
you up, bro.
Yeah.
Let me fit you for this nice suit. Man.
If he had me right, tailor made, yo.
Yes.
And the funny thing, I mean, doing what I do, I gotta play today's music too. But I'm from where I'm from. What I want to tell people that there's no cheat code to great music. There's no cheat code to great production. Technology has made it easy for everybody to just go in their bedroom and push demo and just push play. But what you guys put together is great music, man. It takes time, it takes real effort, it takes love. There's no really cheat code to get that sound that you guys have on this album right here. There's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears put into these beats and these rhymes.
Yes.
You know? And it's not easy. So all you guys coming up, do your homework. Don't just buy the drum machine and push play. Do your homework. You know, dig in these crates. Do what you got to do and make something creative. It's gonna last forever.
Yeah, the knowledge is always great once you obtain it. You know what I'm saying? And once you obtain it, it becomes more interesting than once you learn how to use these machines, it becomes fun. And that's what was missing in hip hop. Well, solely I speak on me because I love making beats, but I'm saying as far as like my love for making music, his love for lyrical writing, it becomes exciting and fun. And that's what we want to put back in to the creation process of making music, you know?
Common, is it a task for you to go from Common the actor to Common the rapper? Because I mean, you're known as a lyrical guy, but then you gotta go and do the acting. You know, you gotta get your John Wick on.
Yeah.
And then you gotta come back and give them bars where people say, okay, he still got it.
Yeah,
it is. I mean, it is a task, to be honest, because like I gotta commit to, like when I'm doing a film, I gotta commit to that character. I gotta focus. Sometimes my manager will be like, yo, you can write in the trailer. I can't do that, man. When I do something, I do it wholeheartedly. And this album, that's why this album is special to me too, because I wasn't trying to do any film, do any acting, none. I was like, once Pete and I locked in, I was just like, yo, I don't bring nothing besides, you know, it's gonna bring in some money. I'm gonna do the speaking engagement real quick and do blah, blah, blah. But let me focus on this music. So I gotta say, like, when it comes to acting, I gotta focus on the acting. When it comes to music and doing an album, like, I gotta focus on that album. So I'm glad I had the time. We had the time, and now we, you know, I told my team, like, listen, I'm not doing any films or acting to it's time for me to do this TV show that I'm a part of called Silo. But me and Pete going on tour, like, so I'm focusing on this music.
Ooh. Yeah, you gotta come. I gotta talk to Chris Atlas to get you guys here. Is that who? I'm talking
Yeah. Yeah. We need to come out there. We need to come out to Hartford.
Yes,
for
sir.
real.
Oh man, then listen, that gotta happen.
Yeah.
Y'all on the road, that gotta
Well,
happen, man.
there's some record stores that I go to in Connecticut, so.
Mom and pop.
I'll be
So
out
you
there,
still
you know.
buying vinyl? Pete, you still buying vinyl? You still digging?
I'm still buying vinyl, bro. You
I
know,
got to-
because the reason is like there's still endless, bottomless music out there people have not laid their ears on. And so my job is to be this hunter. You understand? Like Craven the Hunter. If you into Marvel, superheroes and villains, Craven is a Spidey villain.
Yeah.
Hunting people down.
I gotta admit something. I still have
Yeah,
every
on
piece
that
of vinyl I
front.
ever bought. I never sold my albums. I still have everything. People think
Yeah,
I'm
he
crazy.
do. When he moved to Connecticut, I helped him move them damn things here. He got a whole bunch of them. I'm talking, man, trailers of them.
New Haven, that's where the spot is at.
Oh, you go to New Haven? All right, cool.
Yeah.
I gotta tell Billy Bush. Billy Bush,
Yes,
he's
sir.
the digger
Yes, sir.
too. He's one of my DJs here.
No
And
doubt.
listen, we can't wait for you guys to come to CET. The album's all right. You know, you got 4 to 13 tracks. You got the outro. I mean,
Yeah.
Dreaming, Chi-Town, This Man, So Many People, Wise Up. A lot of good songs on there, man. Do yourself a favor. Go out and purchase this. It's going to be worth it. I trust you. You're going to hit rewind. You may not hit rewind. You may just play it straight through and come back and play it again from beginning to end.
Yes, there you go.
Good music. Thanks for checking in with us.
Appreciate you guys.
Thank you, Bug. Thank you, Reg. Love, y'all.
Thank you, y'all.
You already know
All
what
right.
it is, baby.
Hey,
It's all
See you
love.
soon.
Yep.